Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Dogboat333, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich as New England. Now, last video, we were debating going against Papa Long over here, but he is kind of consolidating things. So we figured it's probably a good idea to help over in Old England in Europe before we reestablish New England's role in the New World. So, got some research we got to do. We can do 2 recon companies. We got a tragedy on the New York Central. A large explosion attracted many onlookers from Little Falls as they stumbled upon the wreckage of a derailed train. Survivors' accounts stated that the reason for derailment was due to a sharp curve named the Gulf Curve. Train operator, 65-year-old Jesse H. Earl, was running behind schedule due to the weather and a faulty engine. When to make up time, he kept the train moving at too great a speed to safely pass along the curve. Such a shortcut would ultimately cost 30 passengers their lives, as well as his own, just 1 month before he was scheduled to retire. Now, our rails should be safer. That's unfortunate. But what's more fortunate is we're doing very well so far in our pushes. I'm very happy about this. Okay, looks like we're getting some Vickers. I'll take that. And we gotta keep doing these, right. What we can do behind enemy lines. Just like John Brand, we'll send patriots south to spread a word of coming liberation. They will inspire rebellion to turn people against the times that rule them. When the time comes, they will help bring down the false government. Very fun. So where we weren't going to get to do some of this stuff just because we bounced into the war right now, kind of off the bat. Let's see if we can't get a little pocket over here. Oh. There we go. Helping with that. Soldier, you go ahead and go through there. Excellent. Excellent. Only losing a few guys, and we have done a quite nice job, if I do say so myself, in taking out some of these Cindy scum, which I'm always happy about. To forge a democracy. New England was home to some of the oldest factories that were started in the United States during the Industrial Revolution. Springfield Armory played a decisive role in the First Civil War, outpacing Confederate production at a rate of nearly 32-1. While important armories such as Harper's Ferry or the Rock Islands or arsenals lying in empty hands, the eldest forge of American arms still burns bright. Excellent. And can we do some other stuff like, oh, we need to be at peace. And we're kind of not at peace. Oh, Jesus. Batavia's fucking pushing through. Well. Oh no, not the Union of Iceland. We got these guys. We'll go ahead and do a, we'll get another army on the front of the Union State, just in case they want to try to do something. I don't know if they will, but they might try to do something, so we will prepare just in case. And we'll shorten this front, actually. Because I want to go ahead, do a bit of a push, take Bordeaux and Toulouse. It's probably not how you say that, but I don't know how you say it. So, Toulouse it is. There goes with 2 Sicilies. Okay, we just skipped that gun and we're going to this one. Why not? Excuse me. And let's let all these guys get into Koita. Alright, Koita's down there, right. Well, there's not a crossing, so that doesn't matter too much. At least I don't think there's a crossing. If there isn't, then we're fucked. I'm also blind. And I don't know anything about this game. Which we already knew about that, so that's not the biggest news. But well, here we go, boys. Pushing into the south. Let's do advanced special forces training. We're getting there. There we go. And honestly, we can probably just put these guys in with that army at this point, because I'm not too worried about them naval invading. I think we will have naval superiority, if I had to guess. Let's expand the Portsmouth Dockyards. Established in 1800 by President John Adams, the Portsmouth Dockyard it's always held a fine shipbuilding tradition. Some of the first and finest ships of the former U.S. Navy were constructed here, a testament to New England's long maritime traditions. With conflict upon us, we'll expand the dockyards to accommodate modern warships and expand jobs for civilians, allowing us to fulfill our true naval potential. About to take Bordeaux. Oh no, not Iceland. I think I've said this a couple times in the past couple series, but I've actually played Iceland before, and it's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. Is there... I'll go ahead. See if I can't send some fighters over here to help with the air situation. And then I'll open up some, send some CAS as well for close air support here. Ace pilot promoted, very nice. We'll ease off on the attacking right now. Ooh, Vickers Venoms, I'll take that. Let these guys Regain this strength. And we can go ahead. We can give a new generation of fighters, so I think we'll want to go ahead and do that. Let's go and do a streamlined grand production. The M1 Designation Rifle being in various trials for years, experts have put forward a redesign of the barrel, gas cylinder, and front sight assembly to make the Garand an even more reliable and deadly weapon. That would work for me. A tinge of normalcy seems to be returning to the nation as elections are being held at the proper time of this year, free of the chaos surrounding the formalization of our nation underneath Canadian arms. With the nation firmly stabilized underneath the compromised cabinet's leadership, they have agreed to split peacefully and resume the two-party system. Both parties have been hard at work churning out campaign messages to convince the people of New England to vote for candidates. The Republican Party has found most of its success gaining votes from the bankers and businessmen of New England. Deep in their connection, presidential candidate John Winant promised to enact legislation to protect business owners from wildcat strikes that can threaten to put a plant out of business. Career senator from Maine, Frederick Hale, the proposed vice president, has called for close relations with our northern neighbor, Canada, without whom we will not be spared the nation of the Second American Civil War. The Democratic camp has been quick to promote Charles Hurley as a future for New England. His experience in providing leaf rows in Massachusetts affected by the great 1938 hurricane that devastated the East Coast. Hurley has been busy traveling the nation, giving speeches detailing his plan to regulate the usage of police and breaking up strikes and expanding the minimum wage for women and children. He hopes to use the goodwill gained from these tours to bring the donkey in as a party of the people. After a flurry of activity, elections have come back, and let's see, local pain and compliance speed, or only population and stability. I think I'll go with Winant and the Republicans. And oh Jesus, I saw a bunch of new decisions. With the restoration of American democracy, the flames of liberty are lit and once more in the halls of Congress. Nonetheless, to keep a stable Congress and to ensure citizens' faith in the legislative branch, must be sure that both political parties feel that they have an equal voice in national policy. Favoring one party's programs over the other removes the amount of political power that we gain each day. Much of what is to be accomplished by the Congress will aim to rebuild and revitalize Americans' industry and society from the immense devastation and loss caused by the Civil War. As political tensions still remain high and differences between the delegations, one must pay heed to the words of the great former President Lincoln: "A house divided against itself cannot stand." We can do some infrastructure projects. That sounds pretty good. Interesting. Let's check out John Winant. Born on the east side of New York City on February 23rd, 1889, John Winant came from a prosperous family and attended Princeton University. Although his marks were relatively poor, after a brief stint in the Army, Winant entered state politics by being elected to the New Hampshire Senate. Following a successful career in the Senate, Winant ascended to governor of Vermont under the Republican Party from 1925 to 1927, and then from 1931 to 1935. He achieved statewide fame for his handling of the decades-long economic depression that beset America. Active in the square deal policies that helped end the Depression in New England, would not have easily been chosen among his party to lead New England onwards into its most challenging days. Following his governorship, Woonot ascended to the powerful position of being the American ambassador to Canada, where he played a hand in the many interactions between the provisional government and the Canadian nation. The third president of the United States faces a broken nation, but is eager to reunite and take its place once again as hegemon of the New World. Serving alongside Woonot is Frederick Hale, a Maine lawyer and senator from Harvard University. Longtime Republican and chairman of the Committee of Canadian Relations, Hale has been espoused fierce anti-KKK views in public and has not been afraid to announce them. That's pretty based. Goddamn. New air doctrine. Let's do dive bombing. Struggling a little bit on this front, it seems. 1940 presidential election and the end of the interim president's cabinet, the New England government has decided to reconvene the former U.S. Congress. 1940's Congress will be held with much anticipation in the nation's capital of blank. The first congressional meeting since the nation's disaster. The idea of Congress is one highly tied to values of American democracy. The first American Civil War will be a watershed event to resolve slavery amidst the endless debates held between the Democratic and Republican parties. During the Gilded Age of the late 19th century, lobbying activities intensified as lobbying groups became an increasingly prominent force in American politics. The division between American political groups and passage of the 17th Amendment and what was caused by the Great Depression led to radicalization of Congress in the 30s. Congress became a battleground in the days before the Second American Civil War, with national unity rapidly disintegrating. 1940s Congress plans to rebuild the faith of Americans in the legislative branch of government. The radicals gone from laws of power. The party system is now restored to its antebellum days. Congress once more divided between Republican and Democratic parties. Passing legislation from one of the two will undoubtedly strengthen their dominance in the government. Therefore, a balance must be held between the two parties in order to ensure national unity. With this national unity, we will keep the American political machine moving once more to restore our people's faith in American democracy. A little bit of political power, and we'll get 20% of political power given if the Democrats were in power. Interesting. Okay, I think what I might go ahead and do, I'll change this. And we'll do a little bit of a push towards there. See if we can get a bit of encirclement off in Barcelona. Liberate Marseille. I think we'll have better luck pushing if we do that, so... yeah. Shit, what do we want to do? Might as well get working on medium tanks. Says we're getting ready to move soon, but I'll wait till the rest of the boys are in position. Japan versus the Philippines. Well, that's unfortunate for them. Ooh. Interesting. Dutch East Indies are getting a little bit of their stuff back. Do they have a core on Idaho? Yeah, they do not yet. I was about to say it would be weird if they did. Fall of Delhi. Yeah, oh. Because that's not concerning at all. No. Well, I don't think I can really do too much right now to help Delhi. Other than maybe console fuckery, but... I mean, do I want to do that? Do I really care one way or the other? That's a question. Would you guys care? You might care. I'm really not sure what to research at this point. Guess industry? We're at a point where we can start pushing into that new industry. Although, I mean, I think we'll be notified if they try to do anything, which makes me tempted to send these guys over. Oh, Jesus. Fuck, that's... So much for the, for Batavia collapsing. Alright, as the provisional government of New England finds itself on the doorstep of war, questions have been raised by businessmen in the Army as to which company the government will align itself with. To reclaim the rest of a nation means that New England infantrymen will have to be equipped with most modern rifles. The old dusty National Guard rifles hastily handed out will not do. Two names are officially for an officially sponsored government contract being considered throughout the endless debates: Springfield Armory and Winchester Repeating Arms Company. Scouted and approved by Washington himself in 1777, the Springfield Armory is an obvious candidate. Briefly, the only government manufacturer of arms during the First American Civil War, choosing the Springfield Armory carries a symbolic resonance, especially as New England claims to be the last bastion of American democracy on the continent. Industrial powerhouse responsible for mass-producing and developing the M1903 rifle, Springfield Armory also features a curious new weapon designed by New Englander John Grand. Grand has been developing a semi-automatic rifle since 1919, and although many of his designs have failed to meet the Army's expectations, his latest design, the M1 Caliber 30, is shown to be extremely promising after initial tests. Well, the M1 plans to be fully adopted within our armored forces. Perhaps we should consider supporting Springfield Armory. Winchester Repeating Arms Company has also been brought up in discussion. Founded in 1886, the company is responsible for the success of Model 1873, known as the gun that won the West, named as such for its iconic use on the Great Plains. Since its early days, the Winchester Company has been continuously releasing self-loading rifles. In the many years of its operation, the Great Depression has been severely weakened. The company Vice President John M. Olin pushed a new company tradition of producing only the finest and well-crafted deluxe rifles and shotguns. Since our times, the company's bounced back, and their craftsmanship would surely be handy for our uses. Winchester secures a government contract. Our soldiers have their hands on sturdy and durable rifles. So reliability and... I think let's do Winchester. And then I will go ahead, edit this line a little bit, and we can do a little bit of an extension into Catalonia. I think that'll be good. I think the timer ran out already. I also don't think I care, really, because I want to keep on going. Let's go, combat the petroleum deficit. Dire fuel situation beyond town is forcing our hand in the ever-continuing search to find a reliable solution to the issue. Researchers from all across the British Empire, and now the Ivy League, are now hard at work to ensure that New England will not fall due to scarcity alone. Oh. Now this gives us a prime opportunity if fuck it, I think we'll just go ahead. I don't like how they're amassing troops on our borders. Oh. Hello? Well, it might be time to go soon. Speaking of time to go, I should really end this video, but am I? Probably not. Holding out pretty well. Our losses are slightly bad, but they're not as bad as they could be. I think it's just time to do war bonds finally. Propaganda is a crucial resource in time of war. A nation stayed out of the war. It originally hopes to maintain their neutrality and avoid the bloodshed of a civil war. Well, this campaign must be undertaken and instill patriotism and vigor in the minds of our people to get everyone playing their part in the war effort. I was very tempted to send these boys over to Europe. But if these two are going to be going to war, this is as good a time as any to go after the AUS. I'll be straight up, though. I'm not going to lie. It is very scary to see how Germany is doing right now. Because if they fall, that won't be good. See if we can at least take this little bit. Shit. Alright, well, let's take it back. And onwards we push. Do attack bomber. So why not? And then basic armor protection. Why not? I should just end the video here. It's probably going on. It's probably not too long at this point, but it's still probably going on for a bit too long. So, thanks for watching, as always, ladies and gentlemen. Like this video if you like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of this content, feature hit the sub button for more uploads every weekday, as well as occasionally Saturdays. If you have any comments, feedback, concern, anything of the sort, leave it in the comments section below. I read all the comments I get. Appreciate any feedback you might have for me. If you want to chat, play games, anything of each sort, check out my, actually, hold on. I do not have, not turned on, which I'd love to see. Check out the, comment section down below. Really come skip, appreciate any feedback I have for me. I think I was already past that, but I started saying again, so I figured might as well finish that thought again. If you want to send a few bucks my way every month, I have a Patreon. If you want to chat or play games or do anything of the sort, I have a Discord. If you want to see me do this sort of stuff live, I have a Twitch, all which down in the description box below. That's really it for now, boys. Thank you so much for watching. My name has been DB333. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.